Hello everyone, and welcome back to Farmer Joe Homesteading. The spring weather has really set in. We have lots of exciting things happening. As always, lots of new changes here on the farm. Make sure you stick around and see all of our changes that have happened this week. So with spring well underway, it is time to do the big dig and start cleaning out some of the chicken coops to get ready for chicks. I've got these two fantastic brooder boxes that my husband brought home from work for me that I need to fix up and revamp to be perfect for chicks. And once that is complete, then they can move in here. But I had to do a lot of work because it was filthy in there from all of our fall chicks. All right, here's today's project to make room for the turkeys. It's a disaster in the chick coop from the winter. It's time to gut this thing with my sidekick here and start fresh for the new season. I'll show you what it looks like now. I gotta get rid of that bag. But we totally scraped it right down to the linoleum. Because we did linoleum, it was extremely easy to clean. This box is really hard to get out of here, so it's gonna have to stay because I don't have anywhere else to put it. But got this space all cleaned up. I'm planning on putting the chicks on this side because the windows are over here. So I want the windows that way. Put chicks over here, and then I'm hoping to get some roost bars set up here for the opals, and I'm hoping to put the opals on this side and have a space sectioned off over here for the chick brooders. Our leg bar flock have been laying a lot of eggs, which is super awesome. So it'll be nice to have that space all cleaned up and refreshed for the spring season. Now, last week, I told you guys we were having some genetic problems with the turkeys. Now, we are still figuring that out, working out the kinks, and starting to notice some more things the more we've learned and the more breeders we have talked to. We still have this guy kicking around, and I know he's not Ridley because he's part black Spanish. So the things I have learned about the Ridleys. Now, it's hard to tell when you don't really know anything because they just look like bronze turkeys, but I'll show you the little differences and things that I have noticed. Luckily, my boys spend their days displaying, so they're easy to have a really good look at. So first thing I noticed with his is his tail feathers are actually pretty good, but if you look at his wing feathers closely when he struts and puffs again, you're not in the right position. There we go. So you can see some of the barring on his wing feathers are a little bit inconsistent and not super clear and a little bit darker. Now on this guy, you can really see he has a black wing feather. You can notice it right there. So, and on his other side, he has some black feathers as well. And then that one, you can see the black feathers when he struts there. So we're looking for things like that stand out. Now for the boys on the other side, I actually have one boy on the other side with perfect barred wings, but he has some inconsistencies in the tail. So I'm thinking I might switch the boys around and keep this boy will go for sure because he has a lot more black. See it there? He has a lot more black in his wings, so he will be one that we sell or butcher, and this one just has a bit on the front there, not so much on the back. So we're gonna try and keep the best that we can from the flock to hopefully get more bronze poults and less of these dilutes. Now the hens I haven't gone through because they don't display, so I'd have to actually open all of their wings to have a really good look. And that's a lot of work, so I do that at night. So I have been fortunate enough to find some other breeders of Ridleys in BC that are part of the conservation efforts for the breed. So that has been a huge blessing. So I am on their list now to get some hatching eggs and hopefully get our Ridleys back more to the pure original Ridleys to bring up those numbers, because they are still considered a critically endangered species, and it's not worth breeding a critical endangered species that's low quality. So we are gonna do that, and for this year we are going to be lowering our price and sell them just as heritage, because a lot of people just like turkeys just for their eggs and to eat them. So we'll go with that for this year, and we'll continue to improve our Ridleys year after year. So speaking of endangered or critically endangered species, in talking to these other breeders, they that are part of this, they sent me the list of other birds that are on the list as well, just to show me that Ridleys are still on the critically endangered list. So our Chinese flock of geese are actually on the watch list in Canada because there is very few breeding pairs of them, which I didn't know, which is very interesting because that's what we raise and raise a lot of. So that was very interesting. And we had 6 goslings over the weekend, so that was really exciting. So we have goslings hatching again this weekend, and we should consistently have babies hatching for the next little while. So I'm happy with the way that the goose flock is going. And now that there is puddles literally everywhere, dog has been very busy. Goats are all there having a good sun, all stretched out. They love that sunshine. Hey girls. So Miss Luna is actually in heat, or she was this morning anyways. Buddy has been very, very busy breeding her. So hopefully that means that she will catch. She's shorter than Mama, so he should have no problem breeding her. So hopefully we'll have her and Big Mama bred for August. So with Luna in heat today, I forgot that on the weekend, Big Mama was actually in heat. So on Saturday, Big Mama came into heat. Buddy didn't seem like he was interested in her at all, which made me panic. And so I ended up packing her up and taking her to the neighbors for the day. We ended up separating her with the Billy that I wanted her to breed to, which was the Nubian Billy. And she escaped and ran across the neighbor's barnyard to find the little Nigerian dwarf Billy again, who is too small to reach her, and he hasn't been successful at breeding my goats or the neighbor's goats. So I don't think his fertility is very great. So with that, I didn't want her to just breed to him. And so I ended up just taking her home in the evening. And when I got her home, Buddy actually bred her twice while I was there. So I'm like 90% sure that he actually was reaching and breeding her. I could see pretty good, but it was dark and I had a headlamp, so it was hard to tell if he was actually making good contact. But I'm hoping that he is. And I'm really hoping, oh, you can see her flagging now. So I'm hoping that she bred to Buddy and that Luna will breed to Buddy this week as well. It is still, the girls can still come into heat a couple times in April before they're done. So if Buddy is still a little bit too short, which I am doubtful this month, then at least he will next time. He is starting to smell like a boy. He's peeing on his beard and definitely has been smelling very buckish the last week. So I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that these girls will breed to Buddy and have babies together in August. In the meantime, we are still waiting for Miss Star. who still looks nice and plump. So she is due either the first or second week of April. So we're just waiting it out. Hey, you? Waiting it out. So if you haven't noticed, our babies are not here either. Little Buddy has been terrorizing them and relentlessly pursuing them. So we made this choice to take them over to the neighbors, where there's also bottle babies from the same farm that they came from that are the same age, so that they could hang out there and be separated from our Buddy, because we don't have another space right now. It just made sense. Goats can start cycling as early as 4 months old, and they will be coming up on 4 months in a couple weeks. So I wanted to play it safe and get him away from them as soon as possible. So the girls have been relocated to the neighbors, which my kids, human kids, are quite sad about. But I know that it is for the best, because I want to keep our little girls safe, and I need Buddy here breeding because our girls keep cycling. So I did actually make it out to the garden today because I needed to move the poop from all of the winter stash in the chicken house over to there when I did my cleaning. And there's a lot of snow. So I'll show you guys the clips of the garden. We are planning on starting some seeds this week. So we are starting to get in the gardening mood, but as you will see, we are a long ways from being able to do anything garden related. Yeah, look at all the snow. So we moved all of the waste from cleaning out the coops here into the garden. I can't believe how much snow there is still built up in here. It drifted here, so there is at least 3 feet of snow in my garden still right now. So that's a little bit scary because we should hopefully be able to plant in 2 months. So hopefully it all melts. We also can see some of our strawberry plants from last year because part of our strawberry patch is directly south facing, so it's all completely cleared off. So that is refreshing. Now, before we say goodbye and end this video today, we wanted to say thank you to everyone for subscribing to our channel. We reached over the 400 mark since last week, and it is already skyrocketed up above the 400 mark. So thank you so much to everyone who is taking the time to subscribe to our channel and watch our content weekly. All right, guys, that is all that we have for this week. As always, there's never a dull moment here on the homestead, so we will see you guys next time for another farm update. Happy spring!
Happy spring! Happy spring!